So this is a thing I own. The Nintendo Collection, Part 1. And I'm kicking it off with Shrek 2 for the GameCube. The Shrek 2 adventure continues, even though it's just a video game adaptation of the movie, so it's not like it's continuing, it's just Shrek 2 again. This game is actually not that bad. It's kind of fun if you're playing with a lot of people. I could imagine it being kind of depressing playing it by yourself, but if you're a Shrek fan, you'll probably get something out of it. That's the glowing review I'll give Shrek 2, I guess, so that's Shrek 2. Super Smash Bros. Melee. This game is really fun. I'll talk about it in more detail because I intend to do a Super Smash Bros. Series of reviews sometime this year, hint hint wink wink. So I won't say too much, but this game is really great. It's a massive step up from Smash 64 in terms of graphics and gameplay and stages and characters. It really is an ultimate sequel. Nintendo's best in 4-player action. I mean, for the time. They aren't lying. That's pretty true. This is definitely the best 4-player game of 2001. I got this game for $60, but it's honestly worth every penny. Because it comes with the manual, it comes with a good case. It is the Player's Choice Edition, which is kind of gross. But it's in great condition, it still works, and this game is not going to become any cheaper. Because people still play this game, as you probably would know if you're a Nintendo fan. People still play this game very seriously. I'm not one of those people. I just find it fun, because it's a fun party game for babies. Next up, the next GameCube game I got was Metroid Prime. I have not played a lot of this game because I got stuck on it almost immediately. It's good. It is very well made. It looks very great for being a GameCube game, and it's pretty immersive. It's just very confusing. Like, I love Super Metroid. I love Metroid Dread. I really enjoy Metroid, like 2D Metroid. But 3D Metroid, I have not been able to sink my teeth into. It's just something about it. I don't really know. That being said, though, I own the sequel. Of course I would own the sequel. I got these games for pretty cheap from the same store. I just got this one because who knows if someone would buy it. Who knows if I'd see this game again even. Someone might even buy it the next week. So I just kind of impulse bought it because I was kind of enjoying the first game. And I have yet to even put this game into my Wii. I used to own a GameCube, so I'd play this on the GameCube. But, yeah, this was kind of an impulse buy, not gonna lie. But I'm glad I own these games because they are worth a pretty penny. Even though Metroid Prime 1 was re-released on the Switch, these games are still worth a lot because they're good GameCube games. They're GameCube classics, and there are not a lot of those out there, so that's why they're worth a lot. Lastly, my favorite GameCube game I own, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. This might be my favorite Zelda game. I don't know. I flip-flop. I have 3 favorite Zelda games: Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and Breath of the Wild. I haven't beat Tears of the Kingdom yet, so I really don't know what to say about it. I flip-flop between which one's my favorite. I'm like, oh, Breath of the Wild is my favorite. No, Twilight Princess is my favorite. No, Majora's Mask is my favorite. The thing is, I can't decide. That being said, though, love this game. It is the ultimate Zelda adventure. The biggest Zelda adventure of all time. That is, well, it's not true today because Breath of the Wild exists, but up until that point, for like in terms of traditional Zelda games, this is the biggest Zelda adventure of all time, and it's still worth playing today. I pray to God Nintendo re-releases this game on the Switch. More people need to play it. I don't know why they're not re-releasing the Wii U version, because that version exists. It's really good, and Nintendo has ported Wii U games before into the Switch multiple times, but they still haven't ported the freaking Zelda games. So what are they even doing? What are they even doing? So, I don't know. Great game. I might have to talk about it someday because of how much I love it. So, yeah. There you go. Oh, forgot to say. This is a game I borrowed. From a friend. This is Wind Waker for the GameCube. I don't know why the disc looks like that. I don't know if the disc is supposed to look like that or if it just looks like that. The game works fine. I like how it's gold. That's pretty cool of Nintendo to do. The game holds up pretty well. Gameplay wise, it's almost exactly the same as the Wii U version. It looks great to this day. You know, cell shading. I have my qualms with the Wind Waker games. The Wind Waker game, not games. Well, there are other Wind Waker style games. I'll get to that later. Now, the DS technically came out before the Wii, so I'm going to talk about that first. I only have a few original DS games, so bear with me. I have the sequel to Wind Waker, as I was just talking about earlier, Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Now, I am not a very big fan of this game, just like how I'm not a very huge fan of Wind Waker. Both games, Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass, what the heck? I see have a lot of positives to it that I enjoy and I appreciate. But at the same time, there's some stupid stuff. As for Phantom Hourglass, the touchscreen controls. I know I'm being like hyperbolic, like, oh, touchscreen controls suck. No, touchscreen controls can be good if implemented correctly, like Mario 64 wasn't forced. But this touchscreen controls is obnoxious. You're supposed to use the bottom screen to move Link, and you tap whenever you want to hit something. You gotta spin around when you want to spin around. Like, it hurts. It cramps my hand using it. I hate it. Who thought this was a good idea? Like, it's fun for maybe 15 minutes, and it gets really old. And Nintendo was like, let's have that be a whole game. Wouldn't that be fun? No, frick you guys. That was not fun for a whole game. This could have been a really great follow-up to Wind Waker had you not done that. So what the heck? Why did they do that? And as for Wind Waker, the reasons I don't like it, maybe I'll talk about that in a different video. It's too complicated for me to talk about it right now. We have Kirby Superstar Ultra. This is a hood classic. A hood classic of a Kirby game. If someone was like wanted to play one Kirby game before they died, I would almost like 9 times out of 10 say this one. I might say Kirby's Return to Dreamland for the Wii, because that is also a really great one, but this one is just so good. Chef's kiss. It is a remake of Kirby Superstar, but includes a ton of extra content, so much stuff. It is such a good game, and even though I'm not a huge Kirby fan, I can't deny that this game slaps. So that's Kirby Superstar Ultra. Last, but certainly not least, Mario 64 DS. And I actually have the package for this one. Ain't that cool? I've owned this one since I was a kid. I sold almost all of my DS games, unfortunately, to be able to afford a PS4. And I also sold my Wii and all its games to afford a PS4. Fortunately, I was able to buy this game back and buy some other games back. So, yes, I still have this. Tap into a new world. As I was saying earlier, yeah, the touchscreen controls can kind of suck, but for this game, I feel like it was pretty well implemented. Having, like, a bottom screen for the map was a genius idea. It works really great. Obviously, people complain about the whole, oh, you can only move in 8 directions when running. Frick you. Sorry I'm being so aggressive, but I didn't even freaking notice that when playing the game for the first time. You know why? Because this was the first time I played Mario 64. So grow up if you think that way. Grow up if you think 8 directions is not enough. Sorry, that was aggressive. Anyways, let's talk about the Wii games next, because the Wii came out in 2006, a couple years after the Nintendo DS. Here we have Super Mario Galaxy. This is one of the best Wii games of all time. Probably one of the best games of all time. I mean, it is rated as one of the best games of all time. Personally, it is one of my favorite games. No game makes me feel the way that Mario Galaxy does. It makes me sound like I'm talking about like I'm in a relationship with something, but it's a video game. But no, this game is incredible. And this is not just nostalgia talking. The level design, the music, like the sound effects, like everything comes together to make this game a masterpiece. Every gamer must play this game. I don't care if you're not even a Nintendo gamer, if you don't have a Wii, frickin' go out and buy a Wii for $50 from your nearest game store and buy this game for $10. It will be worth it. Or if you're a PC gamer and you're too lazy, just frickin' emulate it, because that'll probably be pretty good too. So just play this game, play it, please. Please, please. Best Mario game out there, and I will die on that hill. Literally. If someone started shooting at me and started saying Odyssey better, I would scream back at them saying Galaxy better. That's how much I love this game. So yes, Mario Galaxy, great game. Another hood classic, Mario Galaxy 2. They made a sequel to the greatest game ever. How could they even do that? They added freaking Yoshi and Luma for multiplayer, which actually wasn't even that great. But they added Yoshi, guys, and Blue Yoshi. Whoa! And freaking Carl, I don't remember his name. This game took everything the first game had that was awesome and made it even more awesome. The Cloud Mario, one of the best power-ups in all of Mario history. They got the Dash Yoshi, the Blimp Yoshi, the Rock Mario. They got the whole thing, the whole shebang. This game just took what the first game was doing and just like expanded it. I wish we had more games like this. This game came out in 2007, and 3 years later, this one came out. A 3-year wait for a sequel for a Nintendo game? When has that ever happened? Now Nintendo games take like 9 years to make. But no, we got 2 3D Marios in the same console. The only Nintendo console to have 2 3D Mario games. 2 3D Mario games. Ain't that crazy? That is insane to me. That is insane. Also, the Wii also had 2 Zelda games. But then again, the GameCube also had two Zelda games, and the Switch is 2 Zelda games. So that's not very special. But 2 3D Mario games in the same system, that is freaking insane by Nintendo standards. Freaking Smash Brothers Brawl. Now, a lot of people say this game is not very good, and it does have some merit to it. It's a little slow. There's a tripping mechanic. They took out some characters. Not everyone likes Subspace Emissary, but who cares? Subspace Emissary is great. Almost everyone agrees with me. Like, best fighting game of the year? I don't know what came out in 2008 that was a fighting game, so I can't really attest to that. But this cover goes hard. It goes so hard that I wasn't even allowed to play this game as a kid. You know why? Because the game's rated T. And to this day, I still don't know why it's rated T. I'll talk more about this game when I talk about the Smash Bros. Series, hint, hint, wink, wink, later down the line. But this game is great. And I was like, what? But yeah, I couldn't play this game as a kid because it was rated T. And I was like, Mario and Pikachu and Peach and Mario and Kirby, all these family-friendly characters are on a cover of a rated T game and I can't play it? Also, they added Snake, which was huge for Smash Bros. Because it was the first third-party character to be in a Smash Bros. Game. So, yeah, great game. Can't talk about it too much now because I'll talk about it later. So, yeah, there's that. Another hood classic, Mario Kart Wii. I just was playing this with my friend the other day, and it still holds up. It's still a great game. Like, the item balance may be a little crazy at times, but that's kind of what makes it fun. You know, the ridiculousness of the game, and how often you can be just ticked at the game for being total bullcrap. But it still works out in the end. You can still like get first place even if you're in 12th. I was being really vague with that. There are so many control options to this game. Look at all the control options. You can even use a GameCube controller. So people complaining about motion controls or the Wii remote, they don't even have to worry about that for this game. But yeah, I'll be talking about this game in a later video, so I don't want to say too much right now. But yeah, great game. Definitely play it. I bought it for $20 at the local game store, and I thought, yeah, that'd be worth it. It's a good childhood classic, and it still holds up. So yeah, great game. Not so great game. Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings. I contemplated doing a review on this game when Indiana Jones 5 came out, but I ended up not doing it. I still might do a review of it someday, because I feel like there's a lot to say with this game, and no one's reviewed this game on YouTube at all. It's not really well known, but it is very funny. I did a stream on the game a year back with my friend Preston. We played the multiplayer mode, which is very bad and very frustrating. I don't want to say too much because I might talk about the game someday. It's very annoying. Like, when people talk about annoying motion controls, this is like the pinnacle of that. It is ridiculous the amount of times you have to use the Wii remote. You have to use the Wii remote to climb. You have to shake the nunchuck and the Wii remote. You have to use the Wii remote to punch people. You have to use the Wii remote to whip, which is cool for the first 2 times. It gets old. You have to use the Wii remote to light a torch. You have to use the Wii remote to wipe off tarantulas. You have to use the Wii remote for freaking everything, and it gets really old, and your arms hurt by the end of the game. It's not fun, and when people say motion controls suck, this game kind of contributed to that. So, yeah, frick this game. But it's funny at the same time. So, yeah. Alright. speaking of more motion control stuff, WarioWare Smooth Moves. Now this game's all about the smooth moves, the Wii remote, the motion. It is very finicky at times, but can be great fun when playing it with a party, with a group of people, with your friends, with your boys. I only got it for $20 on my local game store, and it is not that very expensive online. And even this game is so good that Nintendo is making a successor to it on the Switch. It's just proving that this concept of the WarioWare game with motion controls is actually not a bad idea. And it's actually really, really fun. It's probably my favorite WarioWare game. I'm not a very big fan of the GameCube one. I don't even own that one, but what I've played of it, that one's fine. This one's better. So, play WarioWare Smooth Moves. It's my favorite WarioWare game. What can I say? Alright, more so. Motion control. Wii Play. This is a hood classic. While it's not as good as Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort, it is still a fantastic game. Tanks mode, hood, classic. That almost makes it worth the price of admission by itself. Pool, it's fine. The other games are just kind of tech demos type stuff. Like, they're okay, but Tanks is really what people are coming for. Tanks is the reason why I bought this game. Wii Tanks. Wii Play. Do you? Yeah, I do. So, yeah, that's Wii Play. Do you play Wii Play? Say that in the comments if you play Wii Play. You probably don't because the game's from like freaking 2009. I don't know when it came out. It's old. Probably older than most of my audience. But, yeah. Next up. I don't really know how to segue this. I have Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I bought this game because I had just seen a review of how good the game was. How it was one of the last good modern Silent Hill games. And it just sounded really interesting. Like, really cool. It's not exclusive to the Wii. It's also on PS2. It's more expensive than the Wii considerably because it doesn't have motion controls. The thing is, I've heard the motion controls for this game are actually pretty good. You use the Wii remote for a flashlight to move around, which seems not too cumbersome. It feels like it could be immersive. I have not played it yet, but I've heard the Wii version is actually the best. It was made for the Wii. The PS2 and PSP versions were just like ported off the Wii. It's a good Silent Hill game from what I've heard. It was kind of expensive, but Silent Hill games go very fast. Obviously, Konami stopped making them, but it looks like they're going to make some more now. I just bought it because it's a good Silent Hill game, and it's the only one I could afford. I can't afford Silent Hill 2 or 3 because those games are freaking $180 at the game store. I can't afford those. Okay, here are two unrelated games. I got Donkey Kong Country Returns. This is a fantastic game. Only hampered by the motion controls. Now, the motion controls aren't too obnoxious, but anytime you want to roll in this game as Donkey Kong, you have to shake the Wii remote, which can get really old really fast. And sometimes you have to time the rolls so you can jump, which, of course, is not very easy because shaking your hand at the Wii remote is really hard to precisely do in very stressful situations. So, kind of a bad design on their part, but honestly, it doesn't feel like they chose to do that. I mean, every Wii game had to have a motion control gimmick, it felt like. So, I guess it works, I guess. And when you punch the boss at the end of the game, at the end of every boss fight, you have to punch them in the face a lot of times. And on the 3DS version, you just have the button mash, but this one you actually get to punch them with the nunchuck and the Wii remote. So, I think that's pretty cool. So, yeah, great game, great level design, great music, great controls. It's just a freaking great game. So, yeah. Super Mario Sluggers. I didn't buy this game. My friend just gave it to me because he doesn't play the Wii anymore. I don't really like baseball that much. It's a Mario game. Up until Smash Bros. Ultimate, it was the last Mario game to have King K. Rool in it, so it has that going for it. It's a freaking Mario game. I know everyone wants a new Mario baseball game on the Switch, but do they really want a new Mario baseball game on the Switch? It's just gonna be this game again, but worse. Like, do they really want that? No, I don't want that. Mario Sluggers, kind of mid. Okay, I'm gonna end off my Wii collection with two Zelda games. Bam, Twilight Princess. Now I know what you're thinking, Lincoln. You already bought Twilight Princess for the GameCube. Why do you own it on the Wii? Well, that's because if you buy the console at the specific game store I go to, you can get buy one, get one free. So, I got Galaxy 2 and Zelda Twilight Princess. I already own the GameCube version, but I really wanted to play the Wii version. You know why? Because the motion controls for the bow and arrow seem really cool. You can use the pointer to aim with the bow and arrow in the game. And you can aim the hook shot in the game too. Unfortunately, you do have to waggle the Wii remote to use your sword, but it's not too crazy. You just got to like waggle it like that. Like, it's nothing too insane to hurt your wrist. And also, the whole game is mirrored. So basically, it's a new experience. They mirrored the entire world. You know why? They mirrored the entire world because Link is left-handed, and most people use Wii remote with the right hand because people are mostly right-handed. So they mirrored the entire world instead of just switching Link's model around, which I think is really funny. So unintentionally, this is like a whole new game almost. It's almost like a new game plus. You're playing the entire game flipped, so all the temples, all the dungeons, the whole world is going to be completely different. So it's almost like a new experience. Plus, I love this game, guys. I've already told you how much I love this game. So of course I was going to buy both versions. And if I had a Wii U, heck, I'd even freaking buy the HD version. That's how much I love collecting video games, especially Zelda games. So that's Zelda Twilight Princess. Last but not least, for the Wii collection, we got The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This game is really freaking cool. Well, in terms of like the case design, I've already played most of the game by renting it through my library, playing it on the Switch. I have yet to beat it on the Wii or the Switch. I played like 75% of it on the Wii and then got the Switch version and stopped playing the Wii version. But I intend to beat the Wii version and then beat the Switch version. This is really cool because not only does it come with the game, it comes with the Zelda 25th Anniversary CD. Now, I know people don't listen to CDs anymore, but this is a really cool collector's item. Nintendo rarely ever releases their music, like, officially. And they released, like, an orchestrated version of some of their greatest hits from Zelda on a CD for the 25th anniversary, which I think is really freaking cool that they did that. I wish they would do that even more. So not only did I get the game, but I also got the anniversary CD, which includes like 10 songs. And the cover art. It's really freaking neat. Really freaking cool. I really wish the Skyward Sword HD was as cool as the cover design for this, you know, being all gold, but what can you do? Skyward Sword, I've already talked about this game in the past, so I just watch this video if you want to know my thoughts on it. So yeah, that's the end of my Wii collection. Okay, here we are to the final part, my DS collection. I don't have a ton of DS games. I do have a decent amount of digital DS games, so I guess I can show that off first. I don't have a capture card, so we're gonna do it like this. I have Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. Definitely better than the Wii version. I just wanted to have it on the Wii because you could play it on the big screen and it's more fun to play it with friends, multiplayer. Of course, you can play this game 2-player too, but you need someone else to have a cartridge of this game. And with the Nintendo eShop shutting down, it's kind of hard to buy 3DS games now because all of them are more expensive online. I have Kirby's Epic Yarn 3D because I really enjoyed the Wii version. I never owned it on the Wii, but this was one of the last, I think it was the last official Nintendo game released on the 3DS, and I knew it would be expensive if when the eShop shut down and it was only being sold physically, because I don't think a lot of people bought this game. It was 2019, people were just playing the Switch, so people just kind of moved on and didn't buy this game. So I'm really, really glad I got it digitally, because I love this game. It's so adorable. It's so cute. It's so fun. I love Kirby. I love Kirby's Epic Yarn. It's a childhood game I really like. I got Mario Kart 7. This came with the 2DS itself. It was digitally downloaded automatically as a bonus. That was pretty cool. I don't know why it says there's an update. Like, this game's from 2011, so I don't know what the update's about. Metroid Samus Returns. This game is really cool. This was released in 2017. It's a remake of Metroid Samus Returns for the Game Boy. It definitely needed a remake to be more modern. But this is a pretty good game. It's like the precursor to Metroid Dread. I played quite a bit of it. I haven't beaten it, but it's pretty good. I have Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate Capcom. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, duh. Have not opened it yet. It's a very large game in file size, so it would take me forever to download it. But there's the logo, so that's cool. I don't know why there's a girl back there. That's kind of weird. I have Resident Evil: The Mercenaries 3D. I have a few Capcom games like these three. I got for $6 because Capcom, maybe it was $3. Capcom put their games on sale. the last day of the eShop was open, which I think is pretty cute. I think it's cute that they did that because they're like, that's the game. The eShop's open for one more day. Might as well just cut the prices now because they won't be able to do ever again. So I think that was cool they did it. I have Street Fighter 4 Championship Edition. This is Street Fighter 4, basically Street Fighter 4 like the console editions, but on handheld, which I think is really freaking sweet, Lois. We also have Ace Attorney Trilogy. I don't even know why I bought it because it was like $1 to get all 3 of them. And I have a friend who plays it, and who played it at least, and liked it. And I was like, screw it. It's $1 for all 3 of them, and they might be good. And I'll never have a chance to buy them again if I don't buy them now. So that is impulse buying at its finest. Also, I downloaded this because I don't know why. It's a way to play Mario Party Star Rush multiplayer. And I just downloaded a bunch of freaking random crap because it was the last day the eShop was open. So, yeah. That's my digital collection. I'm pretty proud of it. Okay, here's the physical collection. I have no particular order we're doing this. My friend gave me some of his 3DS games, so now these are mine. So I just got some from him. Starting off, Animal Crossing, New Leaf. This is easily the best Animal Crossing game. Had the most content, the most things to do in it, the most stuff. Really wish the Switch version was as great as this game. Unfortunately, it's not. But great game. Great game. Get the chance to play it, get it. Kirby, Planet Robobot. Didn't play too much of this game, but pretty fun. I like the gimmick of getting a giant mechs. So those are fun. Those are cool. Also, the abilities are cool as always. Star Fox 64 3D. This is the definitive way to play Star Fox 64. This is a very fun game. Very arcadey, but very fun to master, and there's a lot of replay value to the game, so I'd recommend this to anyone. It's way better than the original version. The graphics and controls are just way better in this one. It really just updates the classics. Mario 3D Land, this is also a great game. Way better than the other 2D Mario games, personally, I'd say. This is a really good game. They basically made bite-sized levels that you could play on the go. So like if you're on your lunch break or something, you want to play a Mario level, you can. You just play a level, have some fun, put it away, play it later. It's a great game. I like the bite-sized levels. Here we go. This is Super Smash Bros. 4 for Nintendo 3DS. This is a hood classic. Once again, I'm going to talk about the Smash Bros. Games. And I definitely have a lot to say about this game, so I'm not going to say about it now. My quick thoughts, I really like it. It's a good game. Okay, Link Between Worlds. This is a great game. It's a sequel to A Link to the Past, but also kind of a remake. It has a really cool fuse mechanic where you can fuse through walls and move like behind walls. I'm explaining it very vaguely, but just go play it yourself. Play it yourself if you're a Zelda fan. And if you're a Zelda fan, you probably already have played this game, so why am I even talking about it? Next up, we have the 2 Zelda games. Ocarina of Time 3D, which I already talked about in a review, and Majora's Mask 3D, which I already talked about in a review. So yeah, I've talked about a few of these games already before. Oh, and Mario Kart 7 on here. I talked about like freaking 6 years ago, which is kind of a dated review, but you can watch it if you want to. So yeah, find the reviews to some of these games in my game reviews collection if you want some more in-depth thoughts. But yeah, that was the first part of my Nintendo collection. Isn't that crazy? There are still more Nintendo games I own. Can't wait to show them to you guys, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care.